What's up? What's up? It's the Art the Most Experience with Deke. I'm Art the Moats, and that's my main man, Deke.
What's good, bro?
Chilling, man. How are you, bro?
I'm good, man.
I saw you making some last minute adjustments over here, baby.
Yeah, I think my level was a little too loud.
That's what it was?
If it is still too loud, let us know. But
fair enough. I was surprised. I didn't know what was happening over here, man. What's up? What's up, though? What is up? We got a Tuesday, a Zach Banner Tuesday. I'm always excited when we get a chance to talk to Zach, especially when we got questions, comments, and concerns about a performance in a game. I love it, man. That's the luxury that we got right now. And it's pretty cool that, for the upper room members, they get this luxury as well. That ability to tap in this thing and be up here with us. I see Leah Warren talking about they're listening to the press conference right now, which is currently started at 12, I believe it is, with Coach Tomlin. I don't know if he's saying anything juicy, but if you go Steelers.com, that's what we do every once in a while so we can get the double side of that thing.
I'll pull it up right now.
Absolutely. See if he drops any new news. I know questions that we're going to be asked.
Twitter would have something too if I just typed in Tomlin.
Yeah, you switching, any starters getting, moved out of that lineup. That's
I'm sure he's going to be. Yeah, I'm sure he's
heavy
going
into
to be
questions today.
That.
Yeah,
I'm going to go on Twitter. I'm just going to type in Tomlin. There's got to be some stuff.
Yeah, gotta be.
Oh,
right?
hold on. I just saw one. First thing that popped up. Mike Tomlin. I don't care about Tyler Boyd's opinion regarding what transpired at any point in that game.
Big talk. I mean, we gotta ask Banner about that too, right?
That's actually not a bad call for a question.
Yeah, I definitely want to ask him about that today because Tyler Boyd did say what he said, and we need to know.
Okay, hold on. We got some news. We got some decent news here. Zach Banner, Anthony McFarland, Stephon Tuitt, who are all on IR, are eligible to return to practice this week. This is from Missy Matthews.
Who was it? Oh, you said Anthony McFarland. That was the other
and Anthony McFarland.
Okay.
I was wondering why he was
not
that's
playing.
Why. I forgot he was put on IR. Didn't even remember him getting hurt in the preseason. Coach Tomlin said they're close, but doesn't have an update on them yet.
Okay. Well, that's good to know. That's good to know they're close. Huh.
Mike Tomlin says there was no consideration of using another quarterback to get a spark in Sunday's loss.
Okay.
Shout out to Mike Tomlin for that.
Okay.
More on team quitting. Yeah. That's about it so far. That must have been some of the earlier questions.
Okay. Well, that's good info, though. Well, first off, number one, we know that he didn't consider switching a quarterback during the game. I like that because I think we both kind of agreed with that sentiment that Ben was going to give you the best option. Regardless of how everything else was looking, no other quarterback was going to come in and improve that situation right there that was currently on this roster.
We had some late little drives there. We get down to the red zone.
Yeah. We did, man.
All of a sudden, we put in a touchdown. It's a one-score game. So, yeah, I mean, it didn't work out how we wanted to, but yeah.
But no, I do like the fact that with Banner, though, at least when Coach Tom was talking about him, made it sound very optimistic. Hey, I don't have a definitive date yet, but, we're pointing in the right direction.
Hopefully, Tuitt's a big deal, too.
Yes. He's the one I'm most concerned with, though, just because, kind of like we talked about on Monday, it just feels like, all right, is he going to come back? But it's more so coming back, and it is a TJ Watt situation where he might play really well one game, but now we're dealing with soft tissue injuries for the next couple of weeks. That's my only concern with him. But the benefit is this. During training camp, I could physically see TJ and his workload, what he was doing, what he wasn't doing. That's why I was so, confident in terms of my thoughts of how he could go down or stuff like that, right? To a soft tissue injury. Right now, I have not been able to see Tuitt's workload, right? Him being IR, his schedule, my schedule is different. So I have not. So that could be a positive in terms of him actually being out there doing a lot more stuff right now. Now, he still couldn't be doing any team related stuff, but at least he could be working at a higher clip than what I was seeing from TJ during that training camp time frame.
Speaking of TJ, don't know if this is breaking news, but it's in a positive direction. Mike Tomlin expects TJ Watt, Alex Highsmith, and Deontay Johnson to all return to practice, and as usual, says the quality of that practice will determine if they play versus the Packers.
Yeah, because TJ practiced all last week in a limited capacity.
Highsmith didn't.
Correct. I thought Highsmith started out as a full participant.
And randomly one of the days he was out.
Yeah, it just went out. So with that, Coach T is, that's going to be pretty spot on. He'll probably start those guys out slower to Wednesday and Thursday. And then Friday, you just want them to be full by Friday. That's kind of the mindset. Even if they're not full, at least let them be, bare minimum limited, right? Bare minimum there. Like, you want to at least have those guys out there. If they're, DNPs on Friday or late in the week, that would be more of a red flag right there. So far so good, man. Shout out to the upper room though, man. I see y'all in here, man. I see y'all. All right. Y'all chopping it up with us, man. We respect it. We appreciate you. G Alexander Wagwan, what it do, baby? You know how we do. Emmanuel Molina, yeah, that was the only update we've gotten so far from Coach T. The press conference is going on, so we're gonna keep the Twitter up to see if anything juicy happens before Zach Banner comes on at 12:30. Got Trina Still Diva 5 holding it down. What up, Trina? And I see you, Big Kel. Shout out. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
One more. Chooks and concussion protocol. I think we already knew that.
Yeah.
But another name, Juju, anticipated to practice this week.
That's good because I know he had the rib injury. Now
it's just a bruise, not a fracture or anything.
Yeah. So with the bruise, I mean, you deal with the cartilage, obviously, and it's going to be, wear the rib protector. You're going to get a shot on game day, but it's more so pain tolerance, which is good. Pain tolerance, we like pain tolerance. We don't want it if it was like broken bone, because now you run the risk of making it of the injury worse, right? And it become more long-term or potentially more serious. But with this, with it not being a break or anything, that's just going to be pain tolerance. It's going to suck. Everything hurts when you play with ribs, with rib injuries, but Juju, he's tough.
It'll hurt less during the game though with the shock, right? Yeah, it's going to be more after when you wake up.
It's gonna hurt more afterwards, but it's still gonna hurt during the game. Yeah, you still gonna feel it because you got to think he getting hit. Yeah, like as a defender, when I've played with rib injuries before, at least you're doing the hitting, so at times it's not as bad.
Your angle a little bit,
but with your speed, when you're running fast and you're having to move, like ribs every time you move, man, you feeling that thing. So for Juju, it's gonna hurt, but he's a tough dude, man. I believe that my man's gonna be all right.
So do you expect him to play this week? Based off these very limited reports.
Vague. When did he go out the game? Was that second quarter?
Yeah.
I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. I'll say, yeah. Can I see what he's at? Can I see his availability tomorrow, though? Like, is he limited or full? I'm going to see that. But if we're taking to the way too early prediction, I'll say yes. Way too early prediction, yes.
Who do you want more out there? Deontay or Juju? I think I go Deontay.
See, and I think I go Juju. I like the intangibles. I mean, there's certain things that I'm like, I know he brings to the table, and I felt like we missed that when he went out as well.
He had 2 or 3 catches before he went out on some of those little hook routes.
And we know, like, historically, him and Ben, like, he's been safety valve, not Deontay. And I just like that Juju can do the mixing it up, right, in terms of the blocking stuff. We know he can do the short yardage jet sweep action. Those are the things when I think of Juju, I like him for that. Whereas Deontay, I think that he's a prolific receiver, or has the potential to be at least. I just don't think we're going to be able to fully maximize that right now, just because the situation we have up front. We talked about that a little bit, man. The ways that they would like to utilize Deontay versus the way they're kind of forced to utilize him is kind of, not the best for him or for the team.
Such a weird knee injury. All right, what about some other names? TJ Watt.
Oh, man. Big Watt. I would rest him, but I think he'll play.
Reasoning, the reason I would rest NFC him, opponent.
No, like I don't even care about NFC versus AFC. I just say to myself, I know how much time he missed and how much he needed to get that body back. And you went crazy hard week 1. I loved it. Week 2, you tried to do the same thing, and you couldn't sustain that. It was 2 quarters, you couldn't sustain it. So to me, I don't want to just give you a week off and then throw you right back out there. Then you have one really good game, and then the following week we're dealing with the same thing. I would rather be a little bit overcautious at the earlier portion of the season, give you this second game right here in a row, and now when you come back, you're not coming back and we're having to manage you every week. We're having to wrap your growing up every week so you can go play. That gets old quick. You going out there playing with half your growing wrap this way, then 3 games in, the other side start hurting because you're overcompensating, and then the hammy start hurting. Like, for me, I'm just like, give him the extra time if he needs it. But if he's good to go, then you put him out there. Right. But that's going to be determined this week.
Yeah.
All right. But it looks like it is 12:30.
Let's do it.
Now, if I remember correctly, didn't last time we called him, he didn't answer at first, and he tried to say he didn't hear the phone ring or something like that. That's what he said.
I think you're right.
That is what he said. I mean, I should have said, don't be seeking comfort.
Are you ready?
Yeah. And make sure y'all dropping your questions for Banner in the chat. As y'all can see, we have it listed up there. Okay. All righty. Over under. Does he answer? Does he answer on the first go around?
One, yeah,
first go around.
Yeah.
Okay, we're not gonna have to hit him with the double call.
No.
Okay, all right. I like your confidence in him. All right, here we go.
Moats.
Hey, there he is, ladies and gentlemen, Zach Banner. How you doing, man? What's the word over there?
My guy, post loss, obviously, always try to keep the spirits up and stuff like that, but it's not obviously the best feeling to be feeling on this Tuesday, but we'll get better.
Hey, no question. Look, man, I don't want to start with the negative. See, you trying to start negative already, baby? No.
Because I already know, either you or Deke is gonna just be Mr. Negativity.
No, baby. We don't operate like that. All right, we're gonna have some questions, but no, man, I don't like that tone, man. Because you my happy guy. Every time I talk to you, it's always good vibes. So what I wanted to say was, I saw you out there Sunday, man. So me and my man Deke was at the game. We got a chance to see you on the field, getting the troops ready, man. What was that experience like for you?
You didn't say hi to us either.
I know, we was waving and everything. Banner. Deke had 72 painted on his chest. It was the craziest thing.
I appreciate the 72 paint, Deke, but
no problem.
My thing is, man, is I'm trying to find, while I'm in this, circumstances, temporary circumstance, as I try to call it. I'm trying to find a role, man, and I don't know how coaches do it, to be honest with you. Like, I really don't, because it just sucks, man. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, this stuff, like, sitting around watching, I understand it's not like I'm just sitting around, I'm getting right. You know what I mean? I'm reading and stuff, I'm listening to the doctors and the coaches. But if you question, and I know you two don't, but if anybody questions my love and passion for this team and this organization, then they really don't know me, because I want to be able to try to help my guys as much and as best as I can. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So like Moats was saying, let's start off with some positive takeaways. Moats even threw me off yesterday when we started the podcast. He's like, Deke, you know what? Instead of starting off negative, give us some of the positive takeaways from yesterday's game. What are some of the silver linings? So can you tell us what you thought are some positive takeaways from yesterday's game?
I think probably, some of the biggest takeaways that I could see is that, all three parts, offense, defense, special teams, like it needs to be, can be a positive and a negative at the same time. We are a team that can have splash in all three. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
Like, we don't just lean on one. I know, like, our defense last year and, this year and stuff, they're lights out, and they're probably the well-known more part of our team. And as an offensive player, I'm okay with that. And so is the rest of the offense, because it's a brotherhood. You know what I'm saying? Like, you guys are just as much of a part of our organization, just as much as we are.
We all want to shine. Absolutely.
Like, we all do. And, it's like we said, it's real hard not to, it's real hard to be positive after a loss. But I think the best thing is that, like, all three can take over a game. Did we? No. But we showed that, you know what I'm saying? And it's just, that's like I said, it could be a positive thing, and it can also be, a critique at the same time, because obviously we didn't come out with a dub, but it shows promise that we can. So, like, we need all three facets moving forward. You know what I mean?
100%. Now, we get that as the positive from an overview look, right? Now, if we're saying the same thing, just overview the performance as, what were you a little bit disappointed in? How would you respond to that part?
I think whenever we talk about the critiques and stuff like that, right, it always comes from a self. And even though I didn't play, I'm on the offense. We have to be able to complement our defense. Like, we have to be able to complement our special teams. If we're put in a great situation, or we get a turnover, we get the ball back, we got to take advantage of that, and take advantage of that field space and that field opportunity. But the biggest thing is probably we just as a unit, we can't turn the ball over. Like, we can't expect to win if we turn the ball over, regardless. And to be able to win that turnover mark, you know what I mean, in the first couple of weeks, and not do it last week, it showed. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Now, another thing that has been popping up since the game, and I think Coach Tomlin, he just had to address this on his press conference, were obviously the comments made by Tyler Boyd in terms of him feeling like the team kind of gave up on Coach T. Not in terms of, the combativeness of going back and forth with Tyler, but in the sense of just the premise of giving up on Coach Tomlin. Do you think the team did that?
What was Coach Tomlin's response to that? Let me ask.
He said, "I don't care what Tyler Boyd has to say about this team." Basically,
you feel me?
Absolutely. There we go.
I agree.
He said it, not me.
Mm-hmm.
But that's just not only from our organization, but that's just football.
Good.
No other man should ever comment on another man's team, and their mentality, especially if they're not on the sideline. So, like I said, I give disregard to that.
I like it. Hey, man, because them boys from the other side anyways. We call them the ops, and we don't respect them over here. Yeah. Straight like that. Now, a guy that we do respect here, man, and a guy that obviously, you've spent a lot of time with is Adrian Clem. Just talk about, man, what's it like with him in meetings after a game like how Sunday went?
It's just, being a professional athlete, you know what I mean? Like, you have to, it's different than college, right? Mm-hmm. And he holds that about him, which is natural. You have to fix your stuff. Like, I think I said this last week in last week's show. If Deke sucks at being your wingman and you suck at being Deke's wingman,
yep,
you're going to find a replacement. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And I'm not saying that that's what it was said. It's not like that. It's just that's the mentality. So when you get into it, it's from a very critical thing, like technical. Like, what were you doing with your hands on this play? What were you doing on this? I think the biggest mutual understanding that we have as players to the coach is that he did it too, and he played too. You know what I mean? And he played at a high level, and he has rings at his house, which we aspire to have, just like him. So to be able to sit back and listen to him, critique the guys and hold them accountable in a professional manner versus, just like a college type atmosphere, it's very different. And, he does that.
What has been the overall mood in the locker room right now? Ben was even saying in his press conference after the game that you guys have been having some pretty good practices leading up to these past couple weeks. So what's been the vibe from the leaders, whether it's Ben, Cam Hayward, Mike Tomlin? What's been the message? What's been the vibe? Is it just all focus on Green Bay now? We washed off this last game. Is it more positive as opposed to kind of like focusing on the negatives and looking down?
That second part that you said about moving on to Green Bay, that's just an automatic, regardless after a win or regardless after a loss, especially on Tuesday. You know what I mean? You're kind of transitioning. You transition from watching the tape after the game and on Monday and, critiquing the game, and then you kind of just move on. But I think the biggest message the 7 gave us is that we just need to do this for each other. Like he said, and he told you guys, our preparation, is from on film and, from sitting back and watching has been great. So the question mark is why we weren't able to do it on Sunday. I don't think anybody really had those answers. And that's not just to, put any doubt in people's mind that we're not carrying ourselves as an organization correctly. It was just a great critique. And he said it publicly, and he said it to us is, we had great practices. We had great walkthroughs. We just didn't execute. We just didn't play well, and for him to look at us and say, we need to play for each other and play for the guy next to you, it just makes you want to run through a brick wall. You know what I mean? And just makes you want to personally, everybody take personal accountability in the room. And I'm taking my part and other guys are taking their part. So,
hey, that's leadership right there, baby. That is leadership.
Yeah,
now,
for sure.
Sticking with the front unit, right up front, the O-line, from Sunday's performance, man, what were some of the things that you were pleased with in terms of the group up front?
I've been saying this every week, but just kind of the heart and the strain, right? That's just stuff that, like, it's preaching to the choir, especially after a loss, but you're not sitting there on the bench with us. You know what I mean? You're not seeing what this is. You're not seeing the type dudes' mentality. Or do I think we need to get better at that as well? Yes. Like, is there things we need to fix? Obviously. But, like, you just can't coach, man, just, like, heart for each other,
right?
And that's just another thing that, like, KG goes down, we're all around him. Next guy steps up. I think also another big thing too, that now that I said that, is the two guys that came into the game,
JC and
Joe
Joe,
and
absolutely.
JC and Joe. If you watch them from a technical standpoint and how they played with the minimal reps that they did, they kind of went in and it didn't show.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Which is a great thing in terms of coming from a backup, is to make sure that things, you know what I mean? We were down regardless. We were down a couple scores. So like it's just
But we shouldn't know that you're out
playing
there. Yeah.
2-minute ball. No, yeah, exactly,
Right.
exactly. You get what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
You get what I'm saying, Moats? Like it's in that when you're down 2 scores with a quarter left to go, you're doing nothing but 2-minute football the whole time trying to catch up. So you know what it's going to look like. But to be able to go out there and not skip a beat, I'm really proud of those two individuals. And it's just kind of like a standard on our whole line. Like we don't lean on the same excuses. We don't lean on those things of being young and being new. It's just like we have to hold ourselves accountable, and for those guys to fill in without any beats skipped, that was awesome.
Now, do you feel like things are getting close, though? We talked about growing pains last week. Like Pat Fryermuth said, we had a couple really nice runs from Najee Harris that end up getting called back. Do you feel like things are getting closer, though? Things are moving in a better direction?
Absolutely. And that's just a great quote from Pat. Like, it's almost like when when you make a mistake, you fix that mistake, but then you make a different mistake. Does that make sense? Which is frustrating, which is the penalties. I'm talking about being penalized versus those same mistakes that we were doing week 2 against Oakland or against Vegas. You know what I mean? And you can't win football games if you're penalized that way. We're not blaming anybody else except for ourselves, especially for the O-line. I think we had a couple, right? We had like 4.
Mm-hmm.
Holding is just bad hands. Holding is bad technique. Sometimes they can be criticized, you know what I mean? But we don't want to lean on that. Great players don't lean on that. And I think to understand that just because you have a 12-yard run, at 1st and 10, you're taking it back 10 with a holding call. Now it's 1st and 20 or 1st and 15 or 1st and 20, whatever it is. And you're just, you know what I mean? Now you're put in a tough situation because you have to make up for that before the next set of downs. And then that's going to change the defensive scheme, right? You're going to give them opportunity to be more in a kill or be killed mentality. Giving those 4 guys up front, pass rush lanes and things like that, because you're going to have to spread it out and try to move the ball down the field. That's just you can't, from a football standpoint, anybody understands that, but from us, we can't make progress in one thing but then take 2 steps back in a different category.
Now, we had a question come up in the chat from G. Alexander. He said he wanted to know, from your perspective, what do you think has been the biggest issue with the O-line? And more importantly, what do you think needs to happen for you guys to put it together for an entire game? Because we've seen, spurts of positive play. We've seen spurts of movement up front or good protection, but not for 4 quarters.
Right. Just clean football, man. Like I said, I think we can take it back to that last conversation about the penalties. To be an offense, the best offenses in the world, are offenses that dictate the game and don't let the defense come out and dictate it for them, or don't let the other team on the field is the referees. And I'm not saying we're going against the referees, but you get what I'm saying. You can't give them reasons to take the field position back from us. Can't give them reasons to take away great plays or a great first down or a great second down with a negative thing from one of us individuals. It's just that 5-finger versus closed fist mentality that we talked about last week.
Now, we also had another question that came up from Big Kel, and he says, in terms of the ultimate impact of these penalties, do you think the game would have went differently for you guys offensively if y'all had, minimized that out right there?
Yeah, everybody knows that.
Yeah.
I mean, and I don't want to make the person who's asking that sound dumb, but that's just the bottom line. Like I said, it's dictating, and it's a great question because it just you can't do that to yourself. You can't go 1st and 10, want to come out and do these things, and then all of a sudden you put yourself in that kind of, especially with these, bro. Every single team is trying to find a great quarterback and a great pass rusher. And when you have those, when you play against these teams with great rushmen and a great front, you can't put them in situations a lot where you're 1st and 15 or you're 2nd and 11. You know what I mean? Or you're 3rd and 10. You just can't do that to yourself as an offense, and that's something that we understand.
Now I got another question. I said we throw them out left field here, kind of break up the action a little bit.
You got to break it up every once in a while.
Who was your favorite NFL player growing up? Like, who'd you look up to?
Ooh, favorite NFL player growing up. I think top 3, you have Walter Jones, Jonathan Ogden, and Larry Allen. Larry Allen was a guard.
Wait, so you just went straight O-line?
What's so funny? What, did I miss it?
I don't think that's usual.
What? As a kid, you wanted to be like you just do from the beginning. Like I like O-lineman.
Bro.
What?
You're gonna make me break character real quick, but I knew I was going to be an offensive lineman at like 14, 15 years old. What do you want me to? I mean, don't get me wrong. Okay. Actually, I'll take this back. I those 3 offensive line for sure. But when you talk about like football players, because like I thought I was confused a little bit in middle school. I thought I was going to be a tight end. I liked Antonio Gates and I loved Tony Gonzalez. Does that help diversify me a little bit?
There we go. Because Deke likes tight ends. That's his position. I don't know why, but that's what he likes. Yeah.
It's because he's like not an overly athletic white guy. You know what I mean? So like, yeah. It's like he knows if he like wanted to play a skill position,
that's it, right? That's fringe skill position right there. That's fringe. Yeah. Oh, fullback.
Right.
Wow.
Right.
I would say I'd probably say QB3.
You said QB3, so
yeah,
you would rather be on the bench than be on the field,
backup
right?
QB3. I mean, it's nice collecting some paychecks. You don't have to worry about getting hurt, really.
Not the pressure of the QB2, but just the QB3.
Exactly. QB2, you might go in. Well, QB3 back in 2019 ended up getting in too. Duck Hodges. So absolutely, you never know, I guess, right?
It makes sense.
Now, we also had another off-the-wall question from my man, Manuel Molina. He says, man, what is your favorite food to eat?
Oh, what is not my favorite food to eat? I think you got to lean on the sushi.
Ooh, okay.
I think you got to lean on the sushi. I think fresh fish, a poke bowl, something like that. Fish and rice, anything with rice. It could be, and that's probably just the island of me. It could be Spam, eggs, and rice in the morning. It could be a poke bowl for lunch, and you could have some sushi or sashimi later on in the evening. That's a great day with me. Probably anything with rice.
Okay. Well, it looks like they were liking it. They're saying sushi fire or some type of roll and salmon soup. Yeah, I don't even speak all that seafood language right there. But anywho. All right, so we do got one final question, man. We do know it is week 4, and we know that, it's significant. We heard Coach Tomlin be asked about it. All we're going to simply ask you is in terms of the horizon. Is it positive news or is it not positive news on the horizon?
Just stay tuned, man. I'm not trying to keep doing this to you, but
there we go.
How it is.
That worked. That's perfect.
I think we talked about it last week about getting a letter in your locker.
Yeah.
The last thing I want to do is get a letter in my locker.
100%.
Talking about injuries.
Yep. Don't do it.
I mean, obviously, I have a smile on my face. I showed up to work today. I'm going to show up tomorrow. I'm trying not to give these political answers, but
hey, you smiling?
Here, bro.
You smiling? That sounds good. That sounds good.
It's a good thing to me, bro.
Yeah, we don't want to have you send the check to us and have us pay for it. Pay
a
portion of it or anything like that.
I just want to make sure, man. Seriously, and it's just regardless of anybody outside of our building, I can give 2 damns about what they think, but I really do care about what the city thinks about me. And it's just
absolutely, man.
I'm not as comfortable as Deke being on the bench. You know what I mean? Like I'm not as like Deke wants to go 2 roster spots down. Like I'm pissed off every single time I got to put my jacket on and walk out on the field.
Deke said he would have just waved his.
I want to be out there. Yeah,
it's because babies take pictures. That's all he want to do.
He wants to collect a check. Like no, that's the last thing I want to do. And especially after a loss, I feel the weight on my shoulders, and the team and the trainers and stuff are making sure I'm not making any decisions because of that. But if anything, it just makes me want to be out there even more. So I'm not complacent. I want to be out there. I hope everybody else knows that. So
100%.
Well, and I will say this before you get up out of here. The people in the chat did just say that they think you are very awesome. They are all big fans of you, and they keep saying, man, we want you to come back soon. So with that being said, man, we're going to let you go this week, but man, we appreciate you as always, baby.
Got you. Deke, go get a workout in this week, man. You got once a month workouts. Go get it in. Let's get 2 this month, okay?
How'd you know? I probably went 1 time last week, and you're right, probably 2 times the week before. So I gotta get there a couple more times this
Let's
week.
have a
Maybe
better
3 times.
October.
3 times?
3 times in October.
No, just this week. This week at least.
3 times this week?
I think that'll be good. I mean, we're going out to Green Bay, so it's Tuesday right now.
Oh my gosh.
I think 3 out of these next 4 days is pretty good.
You work out 3 times this week. That's a PR. That's a personal record.
It's up there.
Love you guys. Bye, Moats.
Hey, my dog, man. Appreciate you again.
Later.
Peace.
That's pretty funny, man. That would be a PR for you, though, huh? 3 times in 1 week. Yeah, dog. But that was,
it's not happening. Maybe 2 times this week.
I'm about to say, I seriously don't think it. Yeah. And you know, I'm going to be
maybe
the guy on the weekend like, hey, man, don't worry about that workout anymore. You know what you got to do? You just got to, you know, if you're going to go down that hole, just get all the way down there before you come up out of it. So I'm trying to get you right this weekend, baby. That's my whole goal.
I could probably pull it off tonight. I could probably make a run in the morning tomorrow. I could probably get there Thursday. That's what I'm saying. 3 days. I got a chance.
Yeah. We'll see. I like you, though, man. You look good.
Yeah, I think I do.
You look good.
I think I'm all right.
What's that? Yeah.
I'm like, the dad bod's like working for me a little bit right now.
The dad bod is
I
working.
think with the stash,
the dad bod is working.
It's kind of working. My gosh. So at least throughout the season, I'm not going to be stressing about it. Even though I probably said something different about 2 weeks ago. It's whatever, man.
Yeah, I can dig it.
I'm enjoying football being back.
I could dig it.
We're doing some fun stuff, so I ain't stressing about it.
I could dig it. Hey, and Big Kale, man. Yeah, I didn't realize that you were making a statement until after I asked the question, and then you put it there. Hey, yo, that was a statement. But I got you next time, though, man. All right. But as a whole, man, definitely hope that everybody enjoyed themselves. Oh, and Justin Reynolds. No. I eat sushi. That's not my favorite thing to eat. That's all. I cooked squid last night, man. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Absolutely. I was gonna post a picture. I forgot though. But I might post it today, man. But I eat sushi, man. Yeah. It's just not my favorite thing. Like if we asking what's your favorite, you gonna say sushi? That sounds like real healthy to me, man. Yeah.
No, probably like a Five Guys burger.
Right. I'm going like some steak, going something greasy. That's all.
That's gotta be up there for me.
Yeah.
That's always tough. The most favorite. You could have the top 3 or 5, but right off the top, I'd say a Five Guys burger. Fries.
Now, some people think you can't have a dad bod without having kids. Is that accurate? Because I have seen that come up real quick.
No, I don't think a dad bod has anything to do with kids.
Okay. It's just the shape.
Yeah, exactly.
You just built uniquely.
Yeah.
But I like it though, man. So that was Zach Banner Tuesday, man.
Yeah.
As always,
Good
another
interview.
fun one, man. Shout out to everybody that was on the chat with us. And yeah, in terms of the people asking when we get out there, look, we got y'all. All right. We're going to have all the announcements tomorrow and going forward about this weekend, man, when we pull up the Green Bay. Because that is this weekend, baby. And we are out there Saturday and Sunday, tailgate official. So you know it's going to be a blast. But we will see everybody tomorrow. Shout out to y'all for hopping on with us. And until next time, baby.
Peace.